Mantra4Change began on a very personal note for both of us. We both grew up in the state of Bihar, where education was a privilege and not accessible to all. While we started this journey, we always believed that quality education has the power to bring intergenerational change in the lives of each and every child of the country. In the beginning days of Mantra, we conducted summer camp in the schools in Karnataka, in Bangalore.
We realized early on that a child's experience is shaped by three environments: what happens inside the classroom, what is happening in the school, and what's happening in the community where they are spending time after school. And hence it became very important for us that how do we invest in building the leadership of these adults who are present in these environment around the child, so that they can decide how to work on improving the learning experiences of children in their own context. For example, what would a teacher do? What would a school principal do? What would a parent and a community leader can do so that children learn better? Hence, agency became one of the core design principles of all our efforts since the inception of Mantra. It was in 2014 that we first came up with the idea of STEP, the School Transformation and Empowerment Project, as a holistic school improvement program. Between 2014 and 2017, we were able to implement STEP in 50 schools. And we saw encouraging results because the leaders present in the school, the teachers in the school, really took the ownership of driving that transformation journey, that improvement journey. The first major pivot in our journey at Mantra4Change was the year 2017, when we as a team came together and said, what would it take to help 1 million public schools of the country really improve? Is impact at scale even possible? And three things occurred to us. That one, definitely we have to continue focusing on the leadership development. We have to co-create the program with the state education department and make it a shared priority. And third, we have to work with an ecosystem of partners so that all the improvement ideas are deeply rooted in the context of that geography. Punjab became our first innovation ground in this endeavor, where we brought together a group of 4 civil society organizations. We worked with the state government departments, and we used open shared technology to actually design the program for school improvement at scale. When we entered the state, it was ranked number 27 in the National Achievement Survey. And for the last consecutive 3 years, Punjab has been ranked number 1 in the same National Achievement Survey. For our efforts in Punjab and this collective social innovation, we were also recognized at a global stage by the Shaw Foundation of Social Entrepreneurship World Economic Forum, which is a great achievement for the entire organization. Another big milestone, not just for Mantra4Change but for the entire country, was the introduction of the new education policy, which came in 2020. And with that came the Nipun Bharat mission, which really gave a big push and acceleration to the entire foundational literacy and numeracy efforts across the country. And that was the year, around 21-22, that as an organization, we again came back and we said, while there's so much happening in the foundational grades, what is it that is happening with the middle school children? Children in the age group of 11 to 13 who are actually ready to enter the workforce in less than 5 years, but how is their learning experience getting shaped? There was very little innovation, experiments, learnings that were happening around then. And that's when we made NEP as the anchor. We introduced project-based learning as a pedagogy and took it to the classrooms in middle schools of Bihar. In the last 3 years, we have seen some amazing positive results in the state of Bihar across the 29,000 schools that are catering to over 60 lakh children in these grades 6 to 8. One, in terms of adoption, more than 95% of teachers are implementing project-based learning effectively in their classrooms. In terms of student achievement, we have seen that students across these grades have shown more than 2 years equivalent of their learning outcomes. Even in terms of 21st century skills, the future-ready skills that all of us talk about as an organization, we have seen more than 20% point improvement among all our students. Now, looking at the success and inspired by this, we have already started our conversations with other states in India like Odisha, Nagaland, and the state government has shown tremendous interest in initiating project-based learning in their own middle schools.
Over the next 5 years, we would be implementing project-based learning across 4 states covering 11 million children. We would also be working with many partner organizations and the central government of India to ensure that we are designing programs for middle schoolers for future readiness.